welcome to Space Origin. In this video, I'm going to show you about rockets. Things I'm going to show is what are rockets, why rockets are used, who found rocket propulsion system, and what was the first rocket and where the first rocket inventor. This is my first video and you can skip the timeline if you want. Without further ado, let's get into this video. First, what are rockets? A rocket is a launch vehicle. It can also be a space capsule, usually in a form of cylinder or tube-like structure, that launch from the Earth, and it can also be used to carry humans into space. It can also carry objects like satellites, cargoes, and food for astronauts to survive in ISS in space. The word rocket, found in Italian called rocketto, it is spelled as ROCCHETTO, rocketto. Rockets are made of aluminium or titanium, since both metals are very strong but lightweight. Rockets go fast up to 7.9 km per second. At the next video, I will tell in detail about how rockets go fast. Next is where rockets are used. Rockets are used to launch satellites and space shuttles into space. Their powerful engines allow spacecraft to be blasted into space at incredible speed, putting them into a correct orbit. Rockets also used for variety purposes including communication, Earth observation, meteorology, space colonizations, planetary explorations, and transportation of humans and cargo. What is meant by meteorology? The study of the Earth's atmosphere and weather forecasting is called as meteorology. Next, I'm going to show you about who found rocket propulsion system and what was the first rocket. First, you can see about what is a rocket propulsion system. Propulsion system is a machine that produces thrust to push an object forward. Example, an airplane. Thrust is usually generated through some applications of Newton's third law of action and reaction. A gas or working fluid is accelerated by the engine, and the reaction to these accelerations produce a force on this engine. So let's get into the rocket propulsion inventors' name are Konstantin Tsiolkovsky, Robert H. Goddard, Yoni Brill, Orval Kasal. Who is Konstantin Tsiolkovsky? He is a pioneer of the astronautic theory. Who is Robert H. Goddard? He was an American professor, engineer, physicist, and inventor who is created and building the world's first liquid-fueled rocket. Who was Yoni Brill? She is an Canadian-American rocket jet propulsion engineer. She is responsible for inventing the fuel-efficient rocket that keeps satellite in orbit today. Who is Orval Kasal? Orval H. Kasal was an enthusiastic in Norfolk, Nebraska. Invented the hobby that would become known as modern rocketry in 1953. Orval H. Kasal and his brother Robert were joint owners of a store on 420 Norfolk Ave. Who first invented rockets? You can say Robert Hutchins Goddard or Robert H. Goddard, who invented the first liquid-fueled rocket and launched his first rocket on March 16, 1926 in Urban. It reached up to 41 feet, lasted 2 seconds and averaged about 60 miles per hour. But the first rocket which launched into space is Sputnik 1, the artificial satellite, launched on 4th October 1957 at 7:28 p.m. Noted. Where the first rocket invented? The first rocket invented in China around 1180. This rocket solid propellants were mainly used as weapons and fireworks. Facts. In Sputnik 2, an animal called Laika launched into space which has been survived for 4 days. And the first missile man is APJ Abdul Kalam. He was born on Rameswaram. You know who reached the first on Mars orbit? India became the first Asian country to have successfully launched its Mars orbiter Mangalyaan, which is entered the orbit of the Red Planet in 2014. India also became the first country to have entered the Martian orbit in its first attempt. So thank you for watching in this video about rockets, and don't forget to subscribe to learn more about space and rockets. And thank you for watching again.